What's up, my loves? It's your girl, Erica V, and you are tuned into Freedom Podcast, where we celebrate you living life happy, healthy, and what? Free. Listen, did you guys miss me? Huh? Did you miss me? Okay? Listen, today we are about to address the elephant in the room. Yes, I said we're about to address the elephant in the room. That elephant that you don't like talking about. That elephant that you act like don't exist. That elephant that people be wondering like, do it exist? Do it not exist? Well, what? Listen, it does exist. And I want to talk to you about sex. S-E-X. Let's talk about it. Because a lot of y'all be acting like you don't be struggling. And you know you do. A lot of y'all act like, you just perfect. You never done it before. You ain't never thought about it. And you just perfect. Well, baby, if you are not saved and you're wondering, do we struggle with it? We do. And guess what? That's okay. Because I'm going to tell you what you need to do if you are dealing with it and you trying to overcome it. Listen, I have been that girl to struggle with my flesh. I'm not going to lie. See, a lot of y'all be scared to say it, but I'm going to go ahead on and make it loud and clear. At one point, I used to, my flesh was my biggest thing that I used to deal with. And I used to be like, Lord, help me. But I had to get to a point where I wanted to help myself. A lot of times we wonder why we go through certain things. And it's because we put ourselves in certain situations because God has already set us up for success. But it's up to you to do the work. Nothing is easy. So if you think when you get saved, you ain't going to be thinking about sex. Sex ain't going to be on your mind. You ain't going to think nobody's fine. Then you just plain old lying. Listen, let me just go and come up with a rap. You just plain old lying, okay? Because listen, I'm not going to say a couple months ago. It's been about 3 months, okay? But your girl was dealing with her flesh tough. And one of the things I had to realize is, if you want things to change in your life, you have to be the change. So a lot of us don't like talking about sex when really we should in the Christian community because there's so many people that's either struggling with it, they're still doing it, and they just have issues with it. So let's talk about it because listen, I'm not finna be beating around the bush. I'm just going to let y'all know plain and simple. It's a struggle, and your girl used to struggle with it. So one of the things that I had to do in order for me to overcome, dealing with different things with my flesh, and I ain't going to say I've just overcome because I feel like when you're dealing with your flesh, when it comes to sex, it's like a continuous thing that you have to make sure you're feeding your ear gates and your eye gates with positive things of God. You can't say, hey, I'm trying not to have sex, but you looking at movies that you know got sex in it. You listen to rap that you know talking ass in it. You listen to Silk. Listen, you can't be listening to Tank and then trying to get yourself together, okay? Because Tank gonna take you 10 steps back. I just gotta be real. I gotta be real. Because that used to be me. I'm struggling with my flesh and I don't know what to do. But when I'm by myself, I'm listening to all this different music and looking at all these different movies. So I had to learn to monitor what I was watching. I had to learn to make sure that I wasn't listening to all this different stuff. Make sure that I was setting myself up for success. And another thing, as a woman in Christ, we have to remember that when you are a single woman of God and you are trying to meet your husband, you have to be very careful when you are dating because a lot of times we put ourselves in situations. Me personally, I just feel like now I'm at a point in my life where I can't afford to have you coming over my house. I can't afford, to be going over your house. And it's not that you just know you gonna mess up. It's just like when you didn't been there, done that, it's just like I'm in a place where I can't set myself up. Like even right now, I have people that try to talk to me, guys, but it's just like I'm just in a place now where I'm trying to focus. And I don't know if anybody has ever been in a place like that where you've already dealt with so much drama. You've already dealt with situations where you did give in to sex or you did take 5 steps forward to take 20 steps back. But now it's like you're in a place where, listen, I don't have time to waste. You guys, we don't have time to play. Like, I was that girl. It was like cycle after cycle after cycle. And I thank God, hallelujah, that I'm literally fighting for myself to, like, with the help of God, to just simply focus on me, truly wait on God. And I feel like when we wait on God, to get who he's actually called for us to be with, it allows him to mature us and mold us into the person that he has for us to be. So I talk to my friends and I'm like, you know what? A lot of times we ask for God, like, we're like, God, I want this type of man. Or we say, we want this type of man. But it's like, are we truly ready? Or are we rushing based off of what society has told us is the time that you should be married? This is the time that you should have a baby. Like, I have gotten into a place now where it's like, I've been through so many different situations with men that it's like, I know now that my best bet is to wait on God. I have no other choice but to wait on God, because I've already tried in my way. I've already tried in my way where I thought, okay, well, he go to church sometimes, a lot of times it's like when you've already tried it your way, like, I done been there, done that. I didn't try to do it my way. I didn't thought this man was saved. He really wasn't saved. I thought because he know God that, yeah, he's probably my husband. I'm done with it. I'm done and I'm tired. So, baby, I have made up in my mind, like, God, mold me into the woman that you have for me to be. Because I know I have not become the lady that God has for me to be. So we have to work on us, ladies. And it's okay if you have moments where you think about sex, but make sure you snap out of it. Make sure you get yourself together, because what we don't understand, and I have realized this, sex will cause you, like, one simple moment of sex can cause you to have disease. It can cause you to get pregnant. It can cause you to get in a situation where you are in bondage for years. So be mindful of who you connect yourself with, because everybody don't need to be connected to you. Everybody don't even deserve the time, So be mindful of who you have in your life in this season. Be very mindful of who come in your life, because some people may see you, and they're attracted to who they see on social media, but they're not really trying to get to know you. So I'm very mindful in this season of who I'm connected with. And I'm just in a place where I simply am getting to know me, simply, getting to know that God has called me to be right now. Because we're like, God allows us to grow. And if you are constantly, feeling like you got to have sex, a lot of times that is a distraction. We have to be mindful, because a lot of things are distractions. A lot of things is not of God, but they are distractions. So be mindful of, I know you want a man. I know you want a husband. We all do. We all want that person that we can talk to about anything. We all want that one person that we can literally learn from, that we can grow from. We all want that person that we can just truly be ourselves around, that we can, truly trust them to know everything about us and them not judge us. Truly trust them to take care of us. Truly trust them to love us with their whole heart. But at the end of the day, God gives you that. God gives you that. And I'm learning that. I don't have to expect anything from a man that I can't get from God. Wait a minute. Some stuff. But y'all get it. If you don't, you just lost, because at this point, But we just have to be mindful, because a lot of times I have times where I'm going to tell you, when I'm struggling, meaning like, I'm like, my body is, sorry. I be like, you know what? Let me call my grandma. And at the end of the day, I know a lot of y'all be like, call your grandma? What your grandma know about sex? Baby, my grandma had children, so of course she knows about it. But I always tell people to make sure that you are connected with seasoned saints. It's okay to be connected with young saints, the ones that's around your age, the ones that you can talk to, laugh with, But if you want to truly, now, I ain't saying they all of them like this, because you got some that's not. But you got some seasoned saints that you can really talk to. When I say seasoned, that mean they're women of God, but listen, they have wisdom, full of season. You know what I'm saying? They can cook. You know, they just do it all. But seasoned, gorgeous, amazing, wonderful women of God that you can go to and just talk about certain things that you're dealing with. Because a lot of things that I'm dealing with, sometimes when I be calling my grandma, she be like, "Baby, you just ready. It's just that time. You just be ready for your husband. Listen, pray for me, grandma, because I'm going through it. Like, I don't know what's going on." But, I thank God that he is truly, truly, truly in this season, just allowing me to learn about myself, allowing me to do things that I've never done. And I was wondering, like, God, like, why haven't, and I'm going to just say this, because it ain't even just about me finding my husband or my husband finding me. It's just about, Lord, like, have I been around him? Like, like, is he near? Like, can I just get somebody that got a little potential? Just a little bit, But God had to show me that the reason why I have not given you your husband is because your husband is going to have the capacity to even handle you. A lot of women are with men that can't even handle their capacity, can't even handle them in the now, nor handle them growing. Some men are intimidated by, a successful woman or a woman that's, that's a go-getter, a woman that has different things that she want to do. Some men will not be able to handle you, won't be able to handle you in all your capacity and all that God has called you to be. So be very mindful of saying, God, I just want a husband, because do you truly want just any husband? I know can't no any man handle me. And I'm not talking about sexually. I'm talking about a man that can truly handle me with care. A man that can handle not only where I am, but where I'm going. A man that can push me, motivate me, a man that can teach me things. And I'm not talking about sex, people. I'm talking about women. If you get it, you get it. Like, when you really meet a man that he's smart, like he can teach you about different things, women love that. Like, that's so attractive for like a man to just know. I mean, you ain't gotta just be, never mind. But a man that just know, a man that can teach you some things. Like, you can call him and he just give you a sense of peace. You know what I'm saying? But right now in day and time, there's so many people that's so used to toxic behavior. And I'm just in a place of peace. Like, even in friendships, even in family, like, no matter what I'm doing, peace has to be connected to it. Like, I'm in that season. And so I feel so good because God is stretching me in this season. He's doing so many different things, allowing me to see things about myself that I've never even noticed about myself, and allowing me to push myself in rooms and put myself and go places and not be scared to go in those places, but walk in those places like I belong in those places. So I just feel like right now, God, I thank you for not allowing me to settle. I thank you for giving me, like, I'm gonna tell you something. When you come and ask God for something, and he comes telling you no. Like, just think of a parent. Don't touch that stove, it's hot. Don't touch that stove, it's hot. Don't touch that stove, it's hot. One of them good old days, they're gonna let you touch that stove. So for you to see how it feels. So you know from your own experience that, hey, this wasn't for you. That's what God allowed me to do when I tried dating my way, when I tried, dating different men that I feel like, oh, because he's saved, he do this, he do that. And I automatically thought, oh, maybe he's my husband. Baby, now. God said, no, that's not him. Because I just believe in my heart that when I meet my husband meet me, I'm going to know. I'm going to know, and I may not know right off, but I'm going to know when it's time. I'm going to know. And that's one reason why, even when people approach me, they say, how you doing? Hey, nice to meet you. I'm like, oh, can I have your number? No, because I ain't finna give you mine. So with that being said, we just have to be mindful, because God is not a God that he's about to give us somebody mediocre. He's not a God that he's about to even let you play with yourself like that. But he gonna give you somebody that he know is truly for you, that can truly handle you. And let me just say this, because a lot of y'all, I'm be honest. If you truly want to stop doing all the different stuff. And I had to like really like whoop myself. And I know I shouldn't whoop myself, but I had to literally like, you can listen, with the help of God, you get this. But if you want change, you're going to have to. A lot of people ain't gonna tell you this. And I know you young. People want to use excuse. I'm young. You know, I'm just young and I ain't old and I be needing sex. But baby, that ain't helping you. It's not helping you. It's not helping you. Like, strongholds are real. Like, one of the things that I learned, like, years ago when I was dealing with this person, and y'all know I'm very transparent. I'm not one of those people that's going to sugarcoat with you. You know, you get enough of that. I'm going to be real. I had to realize when I was dealing with a person, I started doing stuff that I know I wasn't doing. But I also realized that I started thinking different ways that my mind should not have been thinking. Let me tell you something. Be very mindful of who you lay down with, because whoever they're laying down with besides you, all that reflects you as a person. When I say that, when I say not reflects, it affects you as a person. Because let's say you're used to having sexual intercourse one way, but you meet this person and he's introducing you to different things, telling you to do things this way. Okay. It's like your mind is like a whole nother switch. Your mind switches. And next thing you know, you start thinking about all type of stuff, doing things all type of different ways. Let me tell you something. No, ma'am. You got to get it together, because I don't care how many tricks and trades that you do for these men. If it ain't your husband, it ain't your husband. If he ain't for you, he ain't for you. And I had to realize that. I had to realize that I'm not doing all that, doing all these different tricks to keep you. I'm not doing all that. I'm not. And you're worth more than that. So if somebody is disrespecting you mentally, physically, emotionally, and when I say physically, a person ain't got to abuse you in a way where they punching you. But I'm talking about abuse your body, the way they handle you. Because a man that's for you, he's going to handle you with care. He's not going to have you doing certain things. He ain't going to want you wearing certain things. But let me tell you something. A man that's for you is going to be careful about how he handles you. And I had to realize that. A man that truly loves me and cares for me is going to handle me with care. So if it comes to you handling me any type of way other than a man that's handling me with care, that's caring about my feelings, caring about my emotions, caring about how he treats me, careful about how he talks to me, careful about how he handles me, then you're not for me. So be very mindful, because having sex with these different people is just like you watching pornography. Let me just put that there, because you start having all these different expectations of your sex life, when really sex was not even meant to be. Really, sex wasn't even meant for you to be doing all that different stuff. They weren't doing all that stuff back in the day to keep these men and keep these women either. They weren't doing all that. So if you got to do all of that, no, because you're doing all that and you still ain't got no ring or nothing. So be very mindful. Now, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm trying to give y'all some advice, and it's up to you to take it. But I'm talking about me, the things that I dealt with when I was having sex. Because right now, I'm not having sex. Right now, I am celibate. Thank you, God. 2 months. Thank you, Jesus. 2 months. So God is good. But truly living this thing, truly going after God, truly seeking God, truly, when I told God, like, God, like, no, this is not how I want to live my life. Like, I'm done. Respect your body, ladies. Respect your body. Respect your mind. Respect your peace. I'm at a place in my life where a person is not giving me peace. It's disrespectful to me, because my life is peaceful. I'm stress-free. I don't have a lot of different worries. Now, when it comes to work, okay, we all go through different things and come to work and stuff like that. But I'm talking about I'm in a life where it's peaceful. So if you come in my life, it got to be peaceful. That's why I cut people off so fast, friends or whoever. Because guess what? My life is peaceful. I don't like a lot of stress. I don't like a lot of unnecessary stress. But I'm about peace. So you have to be very mindful of what you're doing. I know you are saved, but if you say you are saved, then everything needs to be in alignment. Everything needs to be in alignment. Everything needs to be in alignment. And we can't use everybody make mistakes. God know my heart. No. But if you want to truly walk in alignment with what God is taking, if you want to truly live for God, if you want to truly go after what God has for you, if you want to truly be the man and woman of God that God has, be the man and woman of God that God has called you to be, you're going to have to get your flesh in alignment with the will of God. A lot of people don't say that. A lot of people try to tell you, oh, you young, you're going to go through something. No, get yourself together. And I'm not telling you something that I ain't had to learn. I had to get myself together with my flesh. Having sex with a person is not going to get you in a relationship. Having sex with a person is not going to get you a ring. Having sex with a person is not going to put you in first place, baby. Because guess what? If it's meant for you to be with this person, you're going to be with them. Okay? And that's period. I had to get on myself because I was allowing people to play with me. And I'm like, come on, Erica. This was me talking to myself why you even letting a person play with you like that? You smart. You got a job. You got your car. You got your own place. You sweet. You kind. You generous. You loving. You caring. You winning. You winning. You got a lot of other things you working on. You winning. But the moment, and when I say winning, it means right now I'm in a season where I'm winning. God is truly blessing me. I have days where I go through different things, but I know how far I've come. I was having sex. You know what I'm saying? And it was a struggle. A lot of people ain't going to tell y'all the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. Yeah. Being saved and trying to get your flesh in alignment with the will of God is hard. But when you know the reason you're doing it, when you know the why behind why you're doing what you're doing, when you know the reward behind what you're doing, when you know that, hey, I don't have to worry about no diseases. I don't have to worry about somebody disrespecting me. I don't have to worry about going in cycles over and over and over. I don't have to worry about getting pregnant. I don't have to worry about doing all these different things. But when you're a person after God's own heart, when you are a person that truly, I got to a place where I got tired of seeing God hurt. When you have to look at God as being your parent, truly your parent. I got tired of hurting my daddy. I got tired of it. You comes upon yourself in these situations. And it's Erica, you know your potential. You know your potential. Now I'm talking to you. You know your potential. You know where you're supposed to be. You know where God is taking you. You know what you're supposed to be doing. So why do you keep on putting yourself in situations that you know ain't going to end right? Let me say it again. A lot of y'all are putting yourself in situations that you know ain't going to end well. You talking to a guy and you talk to a guy for one day, he already telling you about how fine you is, your body. Ooh, your dress looking good on you. So you know it ain't going to end well. You can't even hold a conversation without you mentioning sex, so you know that's not going to end well. Be mindful not to make decisions out of your flesh, out of your emotions. You know what I'm saying? You may find a guy, you may be like, oh, he cute, he handsome, man. Oh, he like this, man. He like a guy I seen in my dreams. And I'm going to tell you something. God will test you with what you like. I'm just saying. He'll test you with what you like to see if you truly saved. So don't be saying, God, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done, God. Because next thing you know, you see a brother dressed so clean. Man of God. Built the way that you said you wanted them to be built in your prayer journal. Hallelujah. And next thing you know, you doing things you're supposed to be doing. So that's why I'm careful. I'm careful. And I'm going to continue to be careful. This walk ain't going to be easy, but you have to keep on making sure everything is in alignment. I got to keep on making sure I don't watch certain things. I got to keep on making sure I ain't listen to certain things. I got to keep on making sure I'm not entertaining people that I know don't mean me well. I got to keep on making sure that I don't I don't compromise the things that I know I've put in place. Don't compromise the things that you know you put in place. If you say, hey, I can't be coming over your house, I can't be coming over your house. If you say you can't come over my house, You can't come over my house. If you say a man gonna have to take you out on dates to truly get to know you, and then it's another thing. This is one thing that I've said too. If you know that you are somebody that you like, listen, like right now, I told people that I'm not dating right now. I'm truly not dating right now. So I'm not dating right now. I'm just focused on God right now. But if you know that you say, hey, I'm not finna be out here talking to nobody at night. You should be old enough to go to the movies. I mean, it's a movie, popcorn, and drink. Come on. Little nacho, little hot dog. You should be good. You should be good. But it's what you watch at the movies. It ain't the movie. It's what you watch at the movie. Okay? So be mindful of what you're watching. It's okay to go bowling. I love bowling. Listen, it's okay to go walking. I love walking. It's okay to go to different places. But all I'm saying is be mindful. Be mindful of if you going to the movies, don't be watching no stuff you know you ain't got no business watching. Oh, okay. Yeah. But let's learn to address the elephant in the room. Sex. Say it with me. Sex. People have sex. But know that you should not be doing that if you're not married. You should not be doing that if you're not married. I had to learn that because I was definitely doing it and I wasn't married. But I'm just saying, doing it put me in strongholds for a long time. In bondage for a long time. I literally, like, I'm telling you, that stuff will have you in a place where it's like, I have let myself, get to a place where I don't even recognize myself. Don't get to that place where you can't even recognize who you are when you let people play with you and your feelings. Because guess what? When you allow a man to play with you, your respect, and I'm not even going to say a man, because this is for men or women that's watching me. When you let a person play with your respect, when you compromise, you done already lost the battle. You done already lost. The moment you let somebody compromise with what you put in place for yourself, you done already lost because you're weak. That's why I tell people, be mindful of dating men or women that you know are only looks. Like, be careful with that, because a lot of y'all don't want to talk to somebody because, oh, she bigger than what I normally date, or, oh, his head longer than what I normally, oh, or he chubby, or, oh, I really like tall men. But he's short. This dude trying to talk to you short. We have to get out of that. Oh, I only like this type of person. No. Because that may not be the person that God has for you to be with. Like, a lot of times we say, well, I want to be with this person, that person, but he got to be this, he got to be that. No, I want who God has me to be with. Guess what? Baby, you can be fine and all that. Baby, are you going to be good to me? Are you going to treat me with respect? Are you going to love me? Are you going to be caring? Are you going to be praying for me? And are you going to be there for me? Like, are you going to be able to teach me something? Love a man that's smart. I ain't saying you got to be, been went to Harvard or nothing, but I'm saying smart in his decision making. And sometimes they can show me some different things. Love it. Love it. But all I'm saying is, in this day and time, don't be scared to address the elephant in the room. If you know you are struggling with your flesh, get around some people that's going to speak life into you. Get around some people that's going to tell you, hey, don't do it. Get around some people that's going to tell you, don't do that. You know better. Don't be around people that say, girl, yeah, go on, be. Because at the end of the day, I'm the type of person, I don't want to see nobody hurt. But I'm also that person, I'm going to tell you the things that I've been through. Everything that I've talked about, I've been through that. I don't talk about none that I ain't been through, first and foremost. Let's start there. I'm not going to tell you, don't be having sex and I want that person that was having sex. I was the person that was having sex, okay? It is what it is, but I was. But I had to learn from it. If I didn't learn from it, I wouldn't be where I am today. Stronger, better, wiser, loving me, understanding that God is taking me to different places. So I thank God, because God didn't kill me in my mess. I thank God because God loved me enough to allow me to see where I was going was not the right direction, and he redirected me. Understand, listen to the signs. When God gives us warnings and signs, listen to them. Because guess what? Your flesh ain't worth you going to places that you should. Your flesh ain't worth you going to hell. I forgot the guy's name. What he said, your flesh ain't worth you going to hell. That man is not that fine for you to be, going to hell over. That woman is not that fine. Her hips ain't that big for you to be going to hell over. Her booty ain't that big for you to be going to hell over her. Get it together. Get it together. And I had to learn a person that cannot control their flesh is weak. When I say weak, it'll have you doing things that you should not be doing. Your flesh, I'm going to tell you something. When you can't control your desire, your flesh and the things that the desires and stuff that you have, like you have to get your body in alignment with the will of God. That's why I'm telling you. When I was out here having sex, I started thinking ways that I know I shouldn't be thinking. And I wasn't ever thinking that way. Because you wonder why I can't go to sleep, why he want to do this way and do that way. And you don't realize that this man is not just having sex with you. He's having sex with you, Keisha, Tammy, Lala. Or she's not just having sex with you, Michael, John, Lewis. So that's why when you are dealing with a person and you're not even in a relationship with them, it's like, okay, well, we never said we was in a relationship, so I can really do what I want to do. But guess what? Everything a person do outside of you reflects you when they with you. So at the end of the day, it's not worth getting diseases. It's not worth you being in bondage. It's not worth you taking 2 steps forward to take 30 steps back. It's not worth it. Nobody is worth it. Nobody is worth you losing the calling or the thing that God has for you. Nobody is worth it. God, give me you. Like the song said, God, give me you. Give me you. If it's gonna cost me my walk with you, I don't want it. If it's gonna cost me my walk with God, I don't want it. If you gonna cost me my walk with God, I don't want it. I don't want it. Period. So I thank God. And y'all gonna be like, girl, you been celebrating 2 months. 2 months. And I'm happy about it. Cause there was a time that I won. I was having sex. I was. And a lot of people ain't gonna tell you that they out here doing it, but they are. A lot of people ain't gonna tell you that they struggling with it, but they are, because guess what? Once you start having sex, it's hard to stop. Because now your body is immune to it. Now your body craves it. Now your body wants it. When you mad, it want it. When you sad, you want it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to learn that nothing can fill a void. Nothing can fill voids. Only God can. Like, I don't care if you're dealing with things and you smoking. When you get done from being high, you still gonna be dealing with that same issue. When you get done drinking, when you get sober, you still gonna be dealing with that issue. When you get done having sex, you still gonna be thinking about him cheating on you. When you get done dealing with her, you still gonna be thinking. So come on, y'all. It's not worth it. So I'm telling you, man of God, woman of God, let's get it together. Let's truly get it together. And when you know you're struggling, baby, go to God. Listen, God, you know me. God, you know me. When I truly said, God, I'm done. And I told a few people I was done. The ones that's close to me know. I told them. And they already knew. You ain't in alignment with the will of God. Anybody that knew me a couple months ago, they knew that I was not in the will of God. That's why I say you have to deal with seasoned saints. I want to deal with people that done been through some stuff that ain't going to judge me. They ain't going to judge me, going to tell me the truth, but I ain't going to listen. I want to let you know I done been through that, but you can get through it. So I'm telling you, the person that's watching me, even though you're going through some things, you're going to get through it. I know it's hard. You're going to get through it. Get your flesh in alignment with the will of God. God, I want my flesh to be in alignment with your will. I don't want to be out here having sex. I don't want to be out here trying to fill a void that only you can. Because only God can fill that void. I'm telling you. Only God can fill that void, baby girl. Only God can fill that void, baby boy. Listen. I'd rather have God. I'm so thankful because God is so good. He's truly amazing. And I'm just so happy to say I wanted to address the elephant in the room because we don't talk about it. You know, people feel like, oh, they scared to talk about sex. But when you're struggling with it, don't be scared to talk about none that you're struggling with, baby. You better talk about it. Talk about it. Set yourself free. Don't be stuck here, I'm in church and you shouting, I'm addicted to pornography. I didn't been there. I didn't been there. But guess what? When I say I'm 2 months celibate, I'm 2 months celibate. Meaning no sex, none of that, none of that. And I ain't got to break it down. We grown. None of that, none of that, none of that. None of that, none of that, none of that, none of that. Okay? Love y'all with the love of Christ. Remember to smile. Remember God loves you. Remember that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Listen, God is able to do exceedingly abundant above all that you can ask or think. So there's nothing too hard for God. So go to God. Listen, God, I need you. And he'll do it. He'll do it. You guys be blessed. Mwah. I love